Aha! I believe we have some sort of stream here. Yes, it's a stream. Oh, stand by. Hello. Welcome to the stream. A chatting stream today, yeah. Taking it easy today, doing something different from what we've been doing. Chilling out. I just needed just a little break from the Final Fantasy, just for a bit, because there's been a lot of it, but I didn't want to take a stream break. I was like, no, let's just chill out and hang out. So yeah, hope you're all doing well out there. It has been a pretty good day today. It's sort of been oscillating between grey and warm. So, you know, August. Yeah. I do have some Final Fantasy related business to get to today, though, because I need to make an update to the rankings. I've been having wet. Where's that? Oh, I think I spilled something. Wasn't there before. Okay. So much rain. Yeah. We haven't had much of that over here, but it's just been sort of grey. Until, like, literally just not long before I started streaming, just the clouds broke and so yeah, while we get set up here, I'm just gonna open the rankings because I have had more time to think about Final Fantasy V and where I would like to rank it, because we kind of did the rankings at the end of the last stream somewhat hastily because, you know, we went long and I needed to get out of here, you know, I needed to go and get some food, so so I've had more time to think about it. Gonna be hottest summer, everything on the news going into summer, but end up having ridiculous amounts of rain instead. Yeah, like we've managed to get away with not having the huge amount of massive heat that we had last year so far. But that's because, like, the heat dome or whatever it is pointed more at, like, mainland Europe than it is at us this time around. So we're just sort of on the edge of it. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, a little bit of business to do here. So let's go to the Final Fantasy rankings and do an update. Because, as you can see, 5 is leading in everything except for characters. And after some deliberation, some thinking about it, some reflecting on 4, and it was a very close call in the first place, but I am going to give the win to 5. The more I thought about it, and I'll tell you why, Final Fantasy fans. Because while 4 has a really good story, really good arc, I should say, for Cecil, and Cecil's story and his arc is really good, it kind of not misses the mark, but the other characters do suffer a bit for that. Like, so much of the focus is on Cecil and his thing. Aylins for the 30 months, thank you. Oh, those notifications should be above all of that. Hold on. There it is. Let's just. But yeah, so like in 5, each of the characters, each of your main characters are much more well-rounded. So I don't think any of them reach like the heights that Cecil's does. Not quite, but overall they're they're a lot better because the whole cast has kind of the same level of development, and it's a pretty good level of development, and no one is really relegated to being, you know, the main character's girlfriend, which kind of does happen in 4. Like Lena, Faris, Galuf, and even Creel, they have their own, you know, agency and their own stories, and they're all really good, and you know, they're just as they're all as developed as each other, which is really impressive. And yeah, compared to 4, where it's basically Cecil and Kane are like the most developed, and the other ones are kind of, well, I think maybe Teller as well. Teller's pretty good, but you know, it's a lot more uneven, I would say. So there you go. Quick update to the rankings from last week. Cementing Final Fantasy V as mathematically my favorite so far, and I think, you know, that feels right to me. So there you go. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. All right, back to the booth. Whee! Oh yeah, it is bank holiday today. Well, you know, it's not like that makes any difference here on the stream. We're still streaming if it's a bank holiday. Maybe that's my excuse. You know, that's why I'm not doing any gaming. It's a bank holiday. I'm just chilling out. Yeah, that's my that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, it's really good. The thing, like, I can definitely see why 4 is a lot of people's favorites. Also, mainly because, or in a large part because 5 didn't get released, you know, in the West until much later. So there's not as much nostalgia for it, which there definitely seems to be for 4 and 6. So yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of people been a lot of people have been playing Armored Core 6. I have been seeing many people enjoying that game. I'll turn that up a bit. There we go. Bank holiday, so respect the memory banks by not running any games through them. Exactly. How many years 4's the only game they had aside from 1. Right, yeah. So I can see why it would stick in the memory, for sure. But, like, I think 5... you know, we're playing the Pixel remasters, so comparing Pixel remaster. But yeah, I think 5 is just a more solid game overall. So there you go. Yeah. 6 is going to be interesting, because that's the other one that, of like this era, up to the SNES era, like that's the other one where people are like, oh yeah, no, this one's amazing. So we'll see if it lives up to the hype. Yeah, true, because if you go from, going from 1 to 4 is a massive jump. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's jumping a whole console generation for one thing. Yeah. Yeah. 5 is clearly a big step above the previous ones in gameplay. Yes. Well, yeah, because the job system is definitely, interesting. The job system is actually a really good implementation of that idea, which we only saw in 3 before. It's not really a complaint, but like I think I pointed out during the playthrough that in terms of character, I still prefer when each character has a defined job, because that is one way you can use that to inform their character and to tell their story. That's like an avenue for storytelling their job, their role, you know, their healer, fighter, whatever. That's the thing. And using the job system where you can swap around jobs willy-nilly, you don't get to use that. It's not necessarily that makes it worse, it's just that you are missing out on something that could be used to you know, reinforce the characters, which is what they did in 4, where Cecil starts out as a paladin, as a Dark Knight, and becomes a paladin, and that was really good. But gameplay wise, the job system was a lot of fun. Yeah. And yeah, by the end we had like we were min-maxing the hell out of, well, maybe not like excessively, but we were kind of min-maxing builds to like, you know, to get there. Leveling at one job closed out the chance of using others. Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, they were going for just swapping it around. It is one of those things that like is what's the word? Maybe immersion breaking is the word. You know? Maybe that's what I mean. It's not. Here's a good word. It's not very verisimilitudinous. Which is like, it doesn't really make sense that you can be like, I'm a wizard. No, now I'm a time mage. I'm a time mage, but I have wizard powers. You know, it just, yeah. And that's wordwang, yeah. Verisimilitudinous. Which is having the aspect of verisimilitude. Addition of optional super bosses. I don't mind. Like, the optional super bosses are fine because they're optional. We did beat one of them. We beat the dragon. What was his name? Thingy. But yeah, Omega, the like robot thing. That was nonsense. Like, optional super bosses. You know. Level 6 spell content a super boss? It might have been. I don't know, actually no, like the the towers where you get the 2 spells. I don't think those are super bosses, those are more like puzzle bosses than anything else. Especially the wizard. Very much there for people who are putting into a lot of effort and figuring out the mechanics of min-maxing. Yeah, and that's fine. You know, you can avoid them, you can be like, okay, no, I'm not going to open that chest or approach that monster. But if you want to, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. The thing where, like, you know, where optional bosses, like optional super bosses, for example, would bug me. You know, it's where it's like, oh yeah, it's like, okay, there are these super bosses out in the world who are the most powerful, you know, who are absurdly powerful. And it's like, and really difficult, and you have to min-max. It's like, okay, are they optional? It's like, oh yeah, sure, they're optional. If you don't want to know the true ending, god damn it, yeah, yeah, basically. That's when it bothers me more, because I'm like, annoying. But like here, I don't think that's the case, so it's fine. Yeah. This Kingdom Hearts had that give you an incomprehensible teaser video. Look, every Kingdom Hearts video I've ever seen has been incomprehensible, so wouldn't make any difference to me. Do you think the light will beat the darkness? No, I think the darkness will beat the light. You heard of the Keyblade Wars? Yes, I have. I'm a Keyblade master. Like Monsters Inc. Oh boy! Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 is very straightforward, and they realized they had to make more. Yeah. Like, at least this is why, like, 3 had no FF characters and therefore sucked. Oh, ow. Oh. Either because the story is comprehensible or because I can comprehend how people have fun playing that combat. I've only seen bits of Kingdom Hearts, and I don't know, yeah. That's not on the list. That doesn't, you know, that's not included in the, you know, mainline Final Fantasy games. So it's not, It's not on the list for the gauntlet. It's not happening. The only thing I know about really the only thing I know about Kingdom Hearts is that Donald Duck is the most powerful wizard ever, because he uses like some super mega flare spell. Tetra flare, that's what it is. Yeah. No, Zeta flare. Okay. Yeah. Which is like, what was it, like the lower level, like a level of flare beneath that is what destroyed the original Final Fantasy XIV world. I think, if I remember correctly what somebody told me. Yeah. Oh, somebody finally dethroned him in 16. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Dan Floyd did a complete playthrough of the Kingdom Hearts games and released a story video before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Nice. Yeah. I'm eagerly awaiting Dan Floyd's Final Fantasy V animations video, because I've enjoyed all the other ones, but I know he's busy and he's got a lot going on. So, but I will watch it. I will eagerly await it and watch it when it comes out. At this point, the story being a mess doesn't really matter, because what you care about is the characters, not the lore. Still got time to touch an MMO. Yeah. I mean, the first MMO is 11, and that we might just have to skip, because I don't know if that about getting that to work. I think we've talked about that before, and that's going to be either like a pain to make it actually work, or just not worth it. I don't know. We'll see. But there's so many games in between now and then. Actually playing it, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah. But yeah, it's only 11 and 14. It's generally incomprehensible for the modern palate. Oh, great. Great. Yeah. Yeah, I've said many times before, but like MMOs are not something I ever really got into. The closest would be Destiny, and I know that's not like a what it's not the sort of typical MMO, or the, you know, like it's not a World of Warcraft adjacent game. Was MMO designed for the PS2? So yeah. We'll see. But yeah, we got to get through everything up to then, and then like if indeed 11 is as bad as all that, which yeah, probably. You know, it's an MMO from the PS2 era, so yeah, it's probably not great. That will probably be a good reason to play 10-2 instead. Which, you know, isn't strictly in the line of best, not best, but strictly in the, you know, mainline series, but, you know, it's filling in for 11, probably. That's probably going to be what we do. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to be starting 6 tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that. And we shall... And with that one, sorry, yeah, that will be the last one in the SNES era. And then we move on after that to the third dimension. Into FF7. So that's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Yeah. Just I need. Oh, that's what I should get. I should get that image of Professor Frink from Simpsons. Like, he's gone into the third dimension. Doo! No longer a Nintendo IP. Ah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny to think, right, that now I don't know. Are they? They're not. PlayStation exclusives, are they? Or maybe some of them are. No, because a lot of them are available on PC now. But, no, yeah. But yeah, it's funny to think how it started out as a Nintendo franchise. And is, you know, moves to Sony, moves to the PlayStation, and kind of stays there from 7 onwards. But yeah, not... timed, yeah, okay, but not exclusive. Timed exclusive to PS5, right? I mean, sure, whatever. That's fine. They made the N64, which was not good for many devs. Yeah, I don't know much about the history of the N64. I mean, it was my first console. It was the N64, so I have a lot of fun memories of playing, you know, playing some good stuff on there. But yeah, extremely messy. Yeah, I mean, that's not terribly surprising. Lack of sprite-based graphics support, so they lost Castlevania. Oh, okay. So yeah, they just didn't have any sprite. They just... Wait. So the N64 just couldn't do sprites at all. It was all polygons and all like all of that. There were no sprites, polygons and textures and whatever. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, you lose all the sprite-based games, and everyone either has to, you know, completely change how they do everything to make a, you know, make a game for the N64, or they just, you know, go somewhere else which does support sprites. Nightmare coding things. Like they were done with blurry textures on quads rather than traditional sprites, but doable but frustrating. Right. Bigger, prettier games. Right, yeah, because, yeah, I mean, Nintendo stuck with cartridges, yeah, up until the N64, when at the same time the PlayStation was on CDs. It does kind of feel like Nintendo was like clutching onto like the old, you know, the old way of doing things. And right. Hey, welcome back, Redhead. Welcome home. But yeah, they had their Nintendo got to have their proprietary cartridge that only they can use, and like weren't, and GameCube discs as well, right? GameCube discs. Were they? I know I have some somewhere. I'm not gonna go open them and look, but were GameCube discs smaller, or am I misremembering that? Were they just regular CDs? I don't know. Yeah, they were different. Yeah, they were okay. Okay, I'm not making that up. Good. Yeah, even when they went to CDs, even when they they were like, nope, we got to make our own type of thing. It's proprietary. We don't want anybody else doing this. You know, this is our own. It wasn't until I guess it wasn't until the Wii that they just used regular sized discs, and even then, I don't know, maybe that wasn't a normal disc. Genuinely, Nintendo's biggest worry has been piracy. Yeah, they are very, I guess, protective in that way. I don't know. Very guarded, very like, no. We will not allow you to pirate our things. Yeah, we can't use CDs. We must make a disc that stores 66% less data. But Nintendo, why? Fuck you, that's why. Ah. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with Nintendo. It's like, we can't... No, Nintendo just being like, you know, we're going to be really aggressively, you know, anti-piracy. Not just anti-piracy, but like emulation and all of that stuff. And we're also not going to sell you our old things, even on like a virtual, you know, even on the virtual store. So like, if you missed out on the thing, too bad. You don't get it anymore. And yeah. Getting better at the availability. Nintendo Online has a lot of old classics. They're sort of slowly being dragged into it. It feels like, but they're just like, come on, that people want this. You can make money this way. Yeah. It's like we'll preserve it ourselves. I think Nintendo's idea of preservation is basically like locking it into a vault somewhere, which I don't know. I think that's what they do. Basically what they do. It's like, we have it over here in this box. It's in there. Trust us. And yeah, the thing with Nintendo that's always been the case is basically just like, they have been in their isolated little bubble, you know, making their own stuff, not really paying attention to what anybody else is doing, and, you know, for better and for worse. You know, it's like trying to convince an old person to just buy a smartphone. Yeah. There was a story about someone being brought into chat about online play with the execs in Tokyo. Brought up Steam, Xbox Live, PSN, just got blank stares and brought to one side and said, "Hey, stop talking about our competitors. Nobody knows what the hell you're on about." Like, oh, wow. They like to pretend they're in a bubble. They care more than they let on. Possibly, I don't know. You know, from outside, it seems like they're still just sort of. It often feels like they're not just, you know, you guys are an international company, and you know other markets have different demands that you are just like ignoring. And doing it in the most obtuse way you possibly can. Yeah. Every time they try to curry favor with third-party multi-platform publishers, it historically ended poorly. Yeah. Ubisoft threw good gigantic support between the Wii U. Behind the Wii U. Yes. Hey, it's a Stephanie for 18 months of Prime. Well, that's just Prime. Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome. Hello. Hope you and Grant and the family are doing well. Alright. Okey dokey. Yeah. Yeah. Nintendo just has a bad history of yeah. Oh. Alright. Prime steak, prime rib. Very good. Yeah, what was it? It was the thing recently. I remember watching this on Checkpoint where it was the court case going on that was to do with you know, Microsoft, and I think it was what was it? It was the Active Blizzard thing. But basically where You know, I think it was Microsoft basically admits, like, yeah, we're not competing with Nintendo. We don't care about them. We're competing with Sony, and that's basically it. Yeah. N64 and GameCube both have reputations for being rough to develop for. The Wii was a GameCube with the serial numbers filed off. Yeah, kind of was. Wait, your swear word t-shirt. Are you gonna appear in the background of an episode of Songs of Praise Picks? Is this what I am to infer from your message? They were filming on Sunday. Ah, okay. Just in the church, I guess. Alright, you'll have to let me know. I don't normally watch Songs of Praise. Oh, at Greenbelt. Oh, okay. You'll have to let me know. Send me a screenshot. If that happens, that would be hilarious. By the way, if you want your own version, if you want your own swear word shirt, don't forget to go to the store and pick it up at store.streamelements.com/can'twearhats. Plug, as potentially seen on Songs of Praise. Chat, behave yourself. Chatty, why you do this? Ah, no, we're fine. That's amazing. Yeah. Let's see. Greenbelt Festival, Art, Activism and Faith. Oh, their 50th. I see. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for that then. Started out because the wife of one of the founders wanted to go to Woodstock. Well, I'll make my own Woodstock with, well, okay, probably not with the usual thing that ends with, but you know, with other things. With Bibles and preachers, yeah, possibly. Yeah. Ah. Yes. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it ends up on there then. Excellent. Ah, man. Yeah. Yeah. What do I? Is it still over there somewhere? Oh yeah, it's just lurking back there. You can just see there's a Wii right there. We've been talking about it. It's just kind of slotted right in the shelf with all the other old crap. Switch 2, because that's exactly what the next platform is. They haven't done since the... So like they're finally doing like an actual like you know sequel. It was like naming our new console Switch 2. Oh, that's awesome picks. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that, especially sorry, I don't get my soapbox, but especially, you know, it's nice to know that a faith-based festival is also accepting, because I know that can be real fraught with stuff, depending on your depending on where you go. Yeah. Dev kits went out last month. Oh. Switch form factor, Steam Deck form factor. Oh yeah, like the thing. Well, that's good. Awesome. But yeah. You know what's weird? Sorry, we were just thinking about the Switch 2 and like the Nintendo doing the direct, like there's an update of the old one, right? And because they haven't done that since the SNES, except the Wii U. But the weird thing about the Wii U is that it wasn't an updated Wii. It was a completely different console. So like the one other time they actually named something as like, you know, this console plus or 2 or whatever, it wasn't. So now we're like, we don't know what to believe. But like, I've never had a Switch, so I have no like skin in that game. So I don't know. Like honestly, given the types of games I've been playing, next console I would end up getting is probably a PS5. But you know, so it was, you know. But that's still a ways off, and there's still plenty of, you know, don't need one. But I wonder what they're gonna like. Actually, thinking about it, you know, you said they haven't made sequels, they haven't made like, you know, updated versions of consoles, except that they have for their handheld consoles. They absolutely have done that for handhelds. Like even as far back as going like Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the DS, then the 3DS, the 3DS Max, and the 3DS whatever, the Game Boy Advance SP, the DSi, DSi XL, the 3DS, the 3DS XL, the 2DS. It's kind of ridiculous. The new 3D, yeah. God, it's pretty all over the place. But like for the longest time, and yeah, and the new 3DS and Knuckles featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. DS was originally going to be a continuation of the Game Boy line. Yeah, wonder why they didn't go for that then. Like Game Boy DS, I would imagine they would have called it, like Game Boy dual screen or something. Because like the Game Boy was, I feel like this is true, and I don't know. Hopefully history backs me up on this, but certainly, you know, anecdotally and from my point, you know, but it feels like the Game Boy is like Nintendo's most popular thing. Like, they didn't want it was a gamble. They didn't want it to ruin the reputation of the Game Boy line, right? But like the Game Boy was like everywhere. Like the NES and the SNES were definitely really popular, but like the Game Boy was huge, especially when Pokemon took off in the 90s. Like that's gotta be Nintendo's like best selling, like, yeah, at least at the time anyway. Like that was their bread and butter. was the Game Boy. Yeah. What did I have? I had a Game Boy Pocket, which was like the smaller, slimmed down version. Is that in my pile of old crap? It probably is. Oh, I'm not gonna go digging for it, but I think it's over there somewhere. But yeah, I had a Game Boy Pocket, and it was the clear one, where you could see into the internal bits of it. And yeah. So yeah, I remember that, and the color, and the I'm remembering all like I had a Game Boy camera actually, when that was wild. You know, whenever that came out, when was that? Like 90 something? Because you could have the Game Boy camera and you could have the Game Boy printer as well. 98. 98. Oh yeah. Maybe it was a Game Boy Color that I had. Because that was also see-through. Yeah. But the electronics are dense, so dense and handheld. You can't really do a clear case version and have it look interesting. Ah, yeah. But like, yeah. Remember all the weird stuff you could do with the printer, with the Game Boy camera, and it was this tiny, like, crappy black and white images, but it was the most amazing thing you could do. And I remember there were little mini games, like Game and Watch style mini games, and you could take a photo and put it on there. I remember like putting my head on like a Game and Watch little guy doing like a beep, 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 juggling balls or whatever. Yeah. What I love, sorry, I just looked up the picture, looked up the Game Boy camera on the on Wikipedia just to see when it came out, which was 98. And they have a couple of images, you know, of like a car taken with the Game Boy camera, and Jupiter and its moons taken with a Game Boy camera through a 10-inch telescope, and it's just like black and white, like dots, but God. Yeah, simpler times. Right, yeah. Tetris was like the what today we would call the killer app for the Game Boy, for the original Game Boy. I mean, that's what the Tetris movie is about, right? About getting that and putting it on the Game Boy and it becoming massively popular, because Tetris was massively popular. But yeah, it's felt like until recently, partly with a redefinition of what a handheld console is. I think it's been out for a little bit actually, Lam. I'm not sure. It may or may not be from in your region. Don't know. But it's felt like that. No one else has really been able to break into the handheld console market, apart from Nintendo. I think basically until mobile gaming came along, and mobile gaming, I guess mobile gaming is essentially the same sort of thing, you know. But in terms of handheld consoles, nobody else has really made one that has even come close to competing with Nintendo in that front. Yeah. A PSP, I guess. Yeah, wasn't too well. It was the most successful, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, and the Vita kind of just died on the vine because Sony, didn't support it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting now. We've got the Steam Deck and bit my tongue out a bit, and the Switch, which are these sort of, I would almost term them like tablet consoles, because they are handheld, but they're not like, not like this big, which is not too dissimilar from the size of like a Game Boy. Or a Game Boy Pocket or Color or whatever. Actually, the original Game Boy was big and chunky, so. But they're they're the size of like an iPad or like a tablet or something. Handheld, but not pocket held. Yeah. Yeah. And like Steam Deck seems to be doing pretty good, and you know the Switch sold gangbusters. Yeah, difficult to sell people on handheld format console now. Tablets more unique while still portable. Yeah. And also, I think the thing is, the Playdate? What's that? Oh yeah, the little hand crank thing. Yeah, I have seen that. I have. I think that's the hand crank thing, isn't it? Yeah. It's got its little windy thing. Yeah, switches on the lines for game conventions like they did with the DS. Yeah, well, yeah. But what was I gonna get at? Oh yeah. The thing with like a Steam Deck or a Switch is that I think it's more familiar to people because they're used to tablets. You know, iPads and other tablets are just so common and ubiquitous that like having that screen like that, you know, have some things on the side, but it's a lot more familiar than a handheld console with a little screen and some buttons or whatever. You know, it's a different form factor, so it's a lot easier to get people to understand. You know, so it's a lot more of a familiar thing. Yeah. And you can't really play the same sort of games on your iPad. More screen take the field of view while playing something, and you can still move around with it and play it where you want. Yeah. I mean, the Switch isn't that big, is it? You don't know. I've never handled one actually, so. Yeah, it's not. Well, and the Switch Lite is even smaller. Or slightly smaller. It's not, yeah. Screen is like postcard sized. Yeah, it's, you know. It's about the size of an average iPhone. It's not too difficult to carry around with you. As long as you're okay using the Joy-Cons. So yeah, you know, see people busting them out. Street Pass on the 3DS. Oh yeah. Wow. And sold yours a few months ago because you don't have a use for it. Yeah. Yeah, like the thing with the Switch, like part of the reason I don't have one, although, you know, there's more stuff now, but it's like I would really only be getting it for like a small number of games, like a really small number of games, and it feels like such a it feels like too much of an expense just to do that. It's like I'm buying this console just so I can play like Breath of the Wild. So, you know, you have to pay whatever the Switch costs, and because it's Nintendo, it never, ever goes down in price. Like basically nothing Nintendo ever makes depreciates over time. Like, you know, like anything else in the console world. So you have to you know, buy a Switch, which is like what, like I don't know. I think it was. Look it up. Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like 256 quid on Amazon, which for a console is actually not bad. But then you have to buy that and a like 70 quid game. Like if I was gonna get, let's see, Breath of the Wild. I don't know, it's like 50. So you're talking like 300 quid. and basically to play one game. There are a couple others that, you know, can play, but I don't know, it has always felt like way too much. Yeah, it's a lot. It's not something but I'm not in the position where I can just drop that and be like, that's fine. that's something you have to think about or save up for, or, you know, whatever. You can't just go like drop that money on something just cause. So yeah, I got the PS4 because I was like, well, there's a lot more stuff I can play on there that I can't play elsewhere, and it will make streaming easier, and it has worked out really well for that, so that was worthwhile. But it's like, yeah. And you could like get it secondhand or whatever, but I just haven't bothered. It's fine. I mean, on the one hand, it's a shame because, I mean, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are two that I would really like to play at some point. Because going back to, you know, the N64 and all those stuff, man, and N64, GameCube, Wii, big Zelda fan. Back in the day, really played a lot of Zelda. Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. I think I played Majora's Mask, or I don't think I owned it. I remember playing it at a friend's house or something like that. Like one of the first online communities that I joined was a Zelda forum. And what else did I have on Game Boy? What did I play? I'm playing Link to the Past. It must have been on Game Boy or something like that. Not sure. So, you know, at some point it would be nice to get around to that. Mum found a 3DS in perfect condition at a garage sale, never been more jealous. Bought it and got super into hacking Animal Crossing New Leaf. Ended up buying a second one. Very nice. So, you know. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so, you know, Zelda stuff would be good to play. That is basically the only reason I would get a Switch. I'm trying to think of like other like Switch exclusive games that I would want to play. I mean, there's the Mario games, Odyssey, which I mean, that's fine, but I'm not really like, you know, I'm not buzzing. I'm not to play that. I'm not like, oh, I gotta play that. No, it's fine. What else? Oh, actually, yeah, there's one, Metroid Dread. Actually, so I did also play a fair bit of Metroid back in the day. Oh yeah, and I had Zero Mission. Was it? No, it wasn't Zero Mission. Fusion on the Game Boy Advance. That was some. Oh man, Metroid Fusion was so good. That and Metroid Prime. I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, it's a sequel to Fusion. Ooh. Yeah, I remember we've been hearing about that for a while. Like that, is it Ninja Studio? I think that's right. We're working on a Metroid Prime 4, but we have not seen hide nor hair of it for a while. It's just like they put up a logo at like, oh, they hired Retro Studio. Right. Remember they put up a logo at one of the like E3s or conferences or whatever, and I think that's all we've seen of it. Oh, development just got rebooted last year. Oh, great. Well, okay. So that's it. They just restarted it. They announced too soon. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing where, you know, Nintendo, it often feels like Nintendo is like just not aware of their other markets, which is not true. Like, that's obviously not true, but the fact that they kind of sat on Metroid for so long and hadn't really done anything with it, but then yeah, they've got all these franchises that people want, or that were, you know, popular, like Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, that they just haven't done anything with. Yeah. It's kind of every major Nintendo release. I mean, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of ones that stick out to me. Because, yeah, there are a lot of good ones, like, you know, there's the Pokemon games, but it's like, what would I be really excited to play? And I can only think of, like, the 2 Zelda games. Yeah. But yeah, like, the thing is, I don't know what the numbers are, because it might just be that they are, oh no, oh no, he's got a spreadsheet, oh god. Oh no. Because, like, they are, you know, they're well-known franchises in the gaming sphere, but I don't know actually, you know, maybe they didn't actually sell as well, or well enough for Nintendo to be like, yes, we should make more of this. I don't know. It's all just anecdotal about, like, knowing what was popular when when I was a youth playing the video games. So, yeah, I never played Other M, and I heard just awful things about it, so I'm probably not going to. Because they just, you know, completely ruined Samus's character and a bunch of other stuff, so, yeah. Yeah. But yes, I think Metroid Dread would be something I would be excited to play, because, yeah, the baby. Hyrule Warriors, Persona 4 Golden. Yeah, I'm not a Persona person. Nintendo just as vulnerable to this genre recently had a string of failures, so the genre is dead. Yeah, true. There's a great video by Video Game Storytime about Advance Wars that shines an interesting light on how Nintendo views... Is that localization? Localization. Yeah. Interesting. Bookmark. I shall bookmark that for later. Title: How Advance Wars Fixed Nintendo's America Problem. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I remember playing Advance Wars as well back in the day. You know, that was also a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'd be fine to play Mario Odyssey. It's just they've never been, the Mario games have never been like my, like, I don't know. They're a lot of fun, but it's not like I'm super excited about them. Let's see. Advance Wars. I'm just looking at a list of Switch exclusives here. See what we got. First party Nintendo Switch games, yeah. Okay, so Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Animal Crossing, yeah. Arms, Astral Chain, Bayonetta 1, 2, 3 in Origins. Bravely Default. A lot of Fire Emblem. Don't care about Fire Emblem. Zelda, yeah. A lot of Mario Sports and whatever. Metroid, yeah. A lot of Pokemon. Yeah, there aren't a whole lot that really jump out to me, you know? Where I'm like, oh, I really want to play that. It's like, Oh, Sunshine is great. Mario Sunshine was a lot of fun. I remember playing a lot of that. Yeah. Super Mario Sunshine! Yep. Yeah. So yeah, there's a few. There's more than just the Zelda for sure, but I don't know. I mean, right now, I have so much Final Fantasy to get through, so. I've cared about a Zelda, Pokemon, and Metroid. Lukewarm the first two. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. For me, Zelda. I think it'd be Zelda, Metroid. Trying to think about other ones, but yeah, definitely those two. Oh, the Fino Plaza theme is used in Mario Man Control levels. Nice. Yeah. Oh god, what was the last Pokemon game I played? I don't think I played anything after Ruby and Sapphire. I don't think I did. I'm just trying to think if there was. No, I think it was Ruby and Sapphire. And that was good. I mean, I do enjoy Pokemon, but like, I don't know. I just Pokemon Retro Gauntlet. Oh no. Well, yeah, but that's a lot more difficult because Nintendo. Okay, so yeah, remember when we were first discussing Retro Gauntlet as an idea? One of the ones I wanted to do, or that I definitely wanted to do, was a Zelda one. But that's really hard. Especially if you want to try and do it like as legit as possible. So, you know. But then again, maybe I just say, well, I would say screw you and emulate and do all that stuff, but Nintendo is very aggressive about that sort of things. Yeah. Also, Lamb, I think I'm with you on that. I think I do prefer the sprite the sprite-based Pokemon games. Yes. Yeah, I think I prefer the sprite style. Like every time I've looked at a 3D Pokemon game, it just has not grabbed me. It's just been like, no, this looks kind of this looks kind of bad. I definitely prefer the sprites. Oh yeah, I've seen a bit of Cassette Beasts. It does look like a fun time. Yes. That's part of the reason why I went with the Final Fantasy Retro Gauntlet, because Square is like, we're gonna make it super easy for you to get hold of all of our games, and like they have, they just recently released the Pixel remasters, new versions, updated and everything, and everything. I think everything up to 15 maybe is available on one of the tiers of PSN or PS Plus. But yeah, you can play some version of them. You can play a version of them, It's usually I think it's the remasters mostly. If you want like the original, you'd have to emulate it or find it somewhere else. Build Pixel remaster into 14 like arcade cabinets. That would be fun. Oh, what's that remind me? Yes. Okay, it's gonna be a deep cut, but anyone else remember that they did that in the Rogue Squadron games? I think it was in Rogue Squadron 3, where there were arcade cabinets where you could play like really old school X-Wing or like TIE Fighter games in an arcade cabinet. I think that was in Rogue Squadron 3. Yeah. Aha. Don't know if anyone else will remember that, but I swear that was a thing. Unlocking some ancient memories. Yeah. Let me see, I'm gonna look it up now. Rogue Squadron arcade cabinets. Yes. Yeah. It was on it was Rogue Squadron 3. And it was one of the cheats, I think. I think there was one of the cheat codes. Yes. Hey, remember cheat codes? Yeah. You would put it. Yes. Yes. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna mute some stuff so I can just see what this has. Okay, this doesn't have any voiceover. Good. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna pull something up. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. Oh no, it does have some voiceover. I'll just put it on like low. This is from a YouTube channel, Cheat Tuesday from Retro Arcade Games. But yeah, hold on. I'm just gonna show you. But yeah. Here we go.
And do a little bit of cheating. So this.
Actually, yeah. No, there's some voices, so I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, enjoy this view of the media player. But yeah, okay. Oh, this is bringing back some memories though. Yeah, you would put in. Yep. I remember when you would put in cheat codes and unlock things. And yeah. Forget what it was. Yeah, time warp. And you go to the arcade. Yes, you unlock the arcade. And yes, Vader's arcade. Yes, 2 arcade cabinets and a disco ball. Yeah. And then you would just load up one of the arcade cabinets so you could play Star Wars or whatever the other one is. Oh, DK mode, yeah. Ah, right. It was literally the arcade. Yep. So that's, yeah, the wireframe, like, here we go. Flying around. Do the trench run. Yep. I think it was literally the old arcade cabinet games. You could go and play like, yeah. The one with the very OTT guy in the advert. I believe it. Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't making that up. Good stuff. Yeah, back when optional content had to be on the disc because you couldn't, you know, couldn't go download more. Crazy. What is this ad? Okay, hold on. Hold on. We might have to watch this. Let's watch some old commercials for a Star Wars Atari arcade game commercial from 1983.
Star Wars.
Oh, whoops. We need to go to the right screen to do that.
Star Wars. It's great in the arcade.
Whoa! TIE fighters! Fireballs! Coming right at me! Watch the laser towers! Aim
Oh
for the
my
towers.
God.
Pick on the capitals. Use the force. They're coming too fast! It's way! It's way! My shields are gone! Alright! I'm going in!
Oh, some game, huh?
Some game!
In a galaxy of video games, there is only one
Wow.
Star Wars, the arcade.
Whoops. Oh, God. Wow. Sorry, I thought I clicked on one of the things at the end card there, which was going to take us to Steamed Hams Inc. Never mind. But actually, I didn't. We're fine. Wow. Yeah, they made commercials very differently back then. I mean, that's certainly eye-catching. You wouldn't forget that commercial in a hurry. Man, he really went for it as well. Like, whoa! No fear on that actor. Oh, Sony's entire history of commercials. Who remembers? Maybe this was only in the UK. I might have been elsewhere, but who remembers? I think it was the PSP adverts with the squirrels. Am I remembering that? Like, it was weird. It was weird. It was bizarre for some freaking reason. Or maybe that was the Vita? No, I think it was the PSP. I don't know. But it's just like black and white, like very like edgy early 2000s comedy type of thing. I think that might be what it was. It was bizarre and weird. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, we're just watching old commercials now, but that's fine. This one is really weird, and I haven't seen it in a while. There's something also about like UK ads. I don't know if this was a UK ad, but I'm just UK ads for like consoles and things were just odd at some point or another. Okay, I have to remember to actually swap over to the right thing. So yeah, this is an ad for the PSP.
Come out and play! I can't! I'm playing Nut! But there's Portable Nut! What? Yeah! It's a nut you can play with outside!
PSP. It's like a nut you can play with outside.
That's the most bored and disinterested announcer I've ever heard. That's incredible. Wow. Wait, hold on. No, hold on. I just want to hear that again.
PSP. It's like a nut you can play with outside.
Just like, I am not being paid enough to say this line. How can I not buy it? Yeah. I mean, you put it that way, yeah. Showing emotion is uncool. There's an ad style at the time. Like tying an onion to your belt. The PS1 was deeply intertwined with the UK rave culture at the time, reflecting the European advertisement of the console. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah, they went with the surrealist style. I don't know why. They got some really, yeah. Just went hard on the period of Ren and Stimpy, slightly after. When did the PSP? Oh yeah. Oh no, I was. Oh god, I was just searching for other images or like ads, and I found. Who remembers the infamous? Oh god, the PS Vita poster ad that was. Oh god. This is really bad, and it's really incredibly sexist, and it's back boobs. It's not like I can show it to you. It's not like, you know, it's not gonna a TOS violation, but it's just weird. Okay, let me just make this a thing. Yeah, hold on. This one. Touch both sides for added enjoyment. So in case you were wondering why the PS Vita sold like shit, this might have something to do with it. Today in poor advertising decisions. Like, what? What? Why? That's just so bizarre. Bring me the head of whoever greenlit that. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so what is it about PlayStation and Sony that just has the weirdest, most surreal freaking ads in the whole world? Like, oh god, the PS3 baby commercial. I just quickly saw that. Let's watch, shall we? Thanks, Lamb. Yeah, it's terrible quality, but you know, here we go. Just in case. Just in case you were planning on sleeping tonight. Yeah, that aired on TV. That was a real thing. That was. And you know, this was made to advertise the PS3. What's this one? Oh no. They've been doing like weird shit since the PS1. Okay, hold on. Okay, I was just watching it to make sure it wasn't too disturbing or weird. Alright, hold on. This is the weird commercial portion of the stream.
Hello, citizens of Europe. As spokesperson for SAPS, the Society Against PlayStation, I'd like to talk to you about a menace threatening humanity. It's happening right here, in our very homes, and corrupting the lives of our loved ones. Yes, friends, I'm talking about this. It may look like a harmless bagel toaster, but inside is a deadly donut. How do you know PlayStation is not a normal game system? It carries these telltale signs. Scientists say its effects are mind-boggling. Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Here we have a normal, healthy young man. And here we have a fellow who's been experimenting with PlayStation for only a few minutes. Proof that we saps must be on our guard. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
I mean, okay. No, that's actually good though. That's that's like for the time that. Yeah. It's very of its time, but not nearly as bizarre as things would get later on. Still, you know, it's that sort of ironic choice of like, we're going to advertise the console through the lens of somebody saying that you shouldn't play it because it's too mind-boggling and it will make your head explode. So weird. I mean, I'll say this, they're memorable. Oh no, that's another disturbing one. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, this one. I do remember this one. Hold on. It's yes. Okay, hold on. I want to put that up as well. This one is just weird, and I don't like. You know, this is supposed to, and I just want to remind you, like all the ones we've been watching so far, this is supposed to be advertising a video game console or something. I think this is just for PlayStation. It doesn't say what it specifically is for.
Let me tell you what bugs me about human endeavour. I've never been the human in question. Have you? Mankind went to the moon. I don't even know where Grimsby is. Forget progress by proxy. Land on your own moon. It's no longer about what they can achieve out there in your behalf, but what we can experience up here in our own time. It's called mental wealth.
Don't underestimate the power of what? I remember this, but it's been so long since I've seen it. Like, what? This is what? I have so many questions. I have so many questions. It gets people talking, yeah. Yeah. You're like, did you see that weird shit on the TV last night? What the hell? Back when you could do that, actually. Back when everybody was watching the same 5-ish channels. 20-year-old ads have convinced me to give up video games. Is that why we had people so long saying games would ruin our kids? Nah, people were doing that way before 1999. Oh yeah, by the Sega Mega System. It shits on Nintendo. Yeah, true. It doesn't. Yeah. It was Sega, wasn't it? Like Sega. Was it Sega does what Nintendo don't? Was that their actual thing? I swear that was their actual thing. That was like a slogan that they had. What Nintendo doesn't. Yeah. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Yeah. As a rule, I've generally found that if you like trying to advertise yourself by comparison to another really popular product is a bad idea. It also makes you, not only is it just reminding people of your competitors, it also makes the thing that they're advertising seem really, I don't know, insecure. I don't know, maybe it worked for Sega, but I don't know. It always just struck me as just like, come on, tell me why your thing is good, not why, you know. I don't know. Didn't work for long enough. I mean, Nintendo blast processing. Yeah. Nintendo did it as well, but nobody remembers this. Sega was more loud. Wow. Christ. Oh yeah. Oh, I remember. Which one was it? It was. Trying to remember one of the E3s where. Was it for the PS4? Where like Sony very definitely like undercut Microsoft or something. They just came out with like, you know, and it costs this much. Or maybe it was that. Yeah, it says $299. Yeah, they just go like, yeah. Mhm. Okay, hold on. Yeah. We gotta watch this anti-piracy ad as well. Yeah, it was PS4. Yeah, Sony and Microsoft announced their new consoles the same day. Microsoft announced their price first. Sony just comes on and just says number, and it's like, boom. Boom goes the dynamite. Yeah, $100 less. Yep. And that worked out pretty well for them, it turns out. Okay, hold on. So when is this from? This is Piracy Kills Your Heroes. It's from PS1. Okay. Anti-piracy ad, huh? Oh, this is very like 1990, like early 2000s. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, the one. The Crash Bandicoot one is cracking me up. So wait, are we supposed to take that seriously? I hope not, because that's impossible to take seriously. Like, hold on, where is it? Yeah. Watch. Crash Bandicoot. It's the Crash zoom in on Crash Bandicoot that cracks me up. Who's even that? Jin Kazama. I don't know. I don't know what game that's from. Lara Croft. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, it's from Tekken. Oh, yeah. Okay. Crash Bandicoot. Can't believe Crash Bandicoot is fucking dead. Rip. So stupid. Oh my god. Can't believe piracy killed Crash. Yeah. Oh wow. Piracy actually a problem for small studios, not for any of the larger ones. Yeah, basically. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot is dying. Pirate PlayStation games to make him die faster. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, leave me some water. Wow. Oh god. Oh man. Yeah. Like, I don't know why they. Oh, what possessed them to go with like these weird and like surreal ads, but yeah. Give it to an experimental advertising firm and see what they come up with. The very poor reception to the PS3 ads made them change course. Yeah, they're like, what is this? I mean, I wonder, you know, like we say, it gets people talking, and that's certainly true, but does it actually make people buy the thing? And I guess not for the PS3, because, yeah, it didn't... Very bad reception to those ads. Use Kevin Butler instead. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this one. We're now moved up into, you know, I think we've moved away from the weird shit into just like, this looks like a modern ad. Hold on.
Dear PlayStation, my grandma won't stop watching Blu-ray movies on my PS3.
Look, for $299, you don't just get a sweet gaming machine. It's like you get the best Blu-ray player around built in for free. You know how old people like free stuff.
Yeah, but
Do you know what she did for fun when she was your age? She pushed a hoop with a stick.
But I want to play.
With a stick.
I've been waiting.
A stick.
Right.
PS3, now $299.
No, he does everything. I gotcha. Yeah, that's a much more like standard type of commercial that we would see around that time. Yeah. They basically just went to like one of the less weird ad agencies and were like, hey, can you make us some ads? And like, sure, sounds good. We've had our fill of experimental squirrels, babies, and Scottish women. Like, we're just now, we're just gonna do, you know, we're just gonna make an ad. Yeah. Sony straight up hired David Lynch. Oh god. What were they doing? What were they thinking? I mean, yeah, it's boring. Yeah, it's not as fun, but like, from their point of view, I guess it sells more PlayStations than a plastic baby staring at a console like it's the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's just, oh god, this makes me think of the episode of The Simpsons where with Mr. Plow, where Homer commissions the makes his own homemade ad, and it's terrible, and like hires an ad firm to make a Mr. Plow ad, and it just makes no sense. It's like, Dad, was that your commercial? I don't know. Yeah. It's just like, oh god. Well, you know, the weird shit is, remember, you know, it stands out and it was weird and it's memorable, but yeah. With the 80s guy, yep. Don't worry about blank. You let me worry about blank. Oh man. Did it really sell all that stuff? Ah. I know, I'm sure there's got to have been studies done. Classic 80s video game commercials. Oh, this, okay. This looks like a thing. Hold on. Let's watch. Classic 80s video game commercials.
Atari introduces the Woman of the Year, Ms. Pac-Man. With a style of entertainment that Pac-Man never knew, an endless supply of floating goodies, oranges, pretzels, 4 different screens, each with different exits and entrances, and the green screen so difficult to reach, you may never see it again.
Whoa, okay, that came out of nowhere.
Reach Ms. Pac-Man.
Ah, God, it was a simpler time, eh? 4 screens! One of them's green!
It's Harry! I found the way to the gold. Pitfall by Activision. Quick to the Atari video computer system. Here, show us. First, climb down the underground passage. All the scorpions.
The Atari can produce mind-boggling effects.
There, the gold. Did I mention the tar pits? Pitfall, a jungle adventure game designed by David Crane from Activision.
They think I'm trapped, but I'll escape.
Tunnel Runner, the new video game where you don't look down on the maze. You're in it.
Monster! He's smart, I gotta outsmart him. Oh, he's fast, I gotta be faster.
Tunnel Runner with RAM Plus, the mega charger Atari VCS for 3 times the excitement.
Right, left. Better check the map. It's the exit to another maze.
Tunnel Runner from CBS Electronics, where the excitement never ends.
I'm not trapped. I'm not trapped.
That's a vaguely disturbing concept, actually.
Millions of them, Solar Fox. Like, what are we gonna do?
Don't worry. Solar Fox, the new video game where speed and strategy are all you have to fly through 26 changing solar fields. And if you're really fast, you'll skip ahead to even tougher fields.
Really cool.
Solar Fox from CBS Electronics.
Can I drive now?
Where the excitement never ends.
Oh god. God, the volume levels are all over the place. Oh, ColecoVision. Man. Yeah, I got it maxed out, so I have a ColecoVision. Is that the Spectrum? Commodore computer. Oh wow. We're really trying to get that to take off, but it's not going to. Cool technology. Oh, look at those spins.
The Defender sees lots of alien ships. The Defender sees lots of radar blips. Every blip is a ship. Watch this, I got this guy. On a body snatching trip. And it's up to Defender to save them. Defender, a great Atari game.
Have you played Defender? It's the newest of the smash hit home video games that just keep coming. Only from Atari.
He's better than me.
Wow.
Have you played Atari today?
Remember when they would do like jingles like that as well?
And now you can play it at home.
Oh god!
Play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS,
Donkey
or
Kong
television
breaking into
video
his
game
man's
system.
house.
Donkey Kong has multiple screens, just like the arcade game.
You're not gonna stop me, you stupid ape!
Play Donkey Kong
Hey,
on your
hey.
Atari VCS, or
Back
in
when
television
Mario
video
was from
game
Brooklyn and not Italian.
I'll save you!
Okay.
Something coming up the plumbing for Luigi's in a bind. Giant turtles out to get him, creepy crabs are right behind.
This is so crispy,
they're all coming out the bind.
Mario, where are you? It's Atari Mario Brothers with Mario from Donkey Kong, his brother Luigi, and lots of crazy creatures. And it's twice the fun when two play at once, because you need all the help you can get. Mario, where are you? Mario Brothers, new from Atari.
God. Oh, Rob!
When you
Rob.
get hold of the Nintendo Entertainment System. When you master Rob the video robot.
There
and
he
meet
is.
the challenge of Gyromite. When you shoot the light-sensing zapper. When you play the system with the most arcade hits, you're playing with power. The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Rob from Smash Bros.
Soon as I eat that power block, you guys are finished!
Drop Atari Pac-Man into your Atari video computer system and you're playing the hottest game since Space Invaders, Atari Pac-Man.
Australian Pac-Man.
It's driving me crazy. Driving me crazy. Pac-Man fever. I'm going out of my
Hate to eat and run!
Pac-Man by Atari.
Video game, Ribbit. It's just like the arcade game.
What the hell?
Like Ribbit. See, you have to hop Frogger past the cars and trucks. Missed Ribbit. Past the snakes, onto the logs. Oh, and the alligators in the river. Ribbit. And back home to his lily pad. Phew. Frogger is absolutely riveting. The new Frogger home video game.
We just set it up for that one pun, didn't we?
Sega's arcade game, now a home video game.
Whoa.
Parker Brothers, the ones to beat. A great movie. Now a great video game.
Look
A
at
movie
the-
which challenged your imagination.
VHS
Now a video game where the challenge never ends. You saw Luke Skywalker
Wow.
battle the Imperial Walkers. Now bring the battle home. The Force was with Luke Skywalker. Star
Whoa.
Wars, the Empire Strikes Back video game.
I'm not even sure what happened. Oh, it's this guy again. Oh, we gotta watch this one again. This one's great.
TIE fighters! Fireballs! Coming right at me! Watch the laser towers! Aim for the tops! Pick the cannons! Use the force! They're coming too fast! It's way! Which way? My shields are gone! Alright! I'm going in!
Man's head exploded.
Some game!
In a galaxy of video games, there is only
That's the best one. That's the best one. Oh god, that was a hell of a thing. Oh god, the David Lynch PS2 commercial. All the commercials are fascinating. Just real window into the past. Okay. All right, hold on. I guess we should watch the David Lynch PS2 commercial. I did a quick scrabble through. This looks terrifying. So, you know, viewer discretion is advised. Ad for the PS2 by David Lynch. Oh. Well. What? Of course.
Welcome to the third place.
PlayStation 2! Third place!
I feel like they just said to David Lynch, make an ad. And they didn't even tell him what it was for. Or actually maybe they did and it didn't matter. It's just like, sure, I'll just make... Yeah, yeah. That was a thing. That might be that at least with the squirrels, they were trying to make a comparison, you know, trying to do an analogy. And with the baby, it was like 2001, you know, the expanding. No, this is just, I just don't even know what that is. I just don't even know. Oh, Final Fantasy ads. Okay. This is the react to old commercials stream. Actually, yeah. Actually, you know what? We'll watch the Final Fantasy ones as well because that is interesting. Some Japanese and Western ads, and yeah. A commercial where you can't recognize in 30 seconds what it's for is 99%. It's either a car commercial. It's either a car commercial or a perfume commercial, in my experience. It's one of those two. Perfume commercials are also similarly, like, weird. Yes. Yes, there's, yeah, fragrances, yeah. Yep. If you can't tell what it is, it's either a car or a perfume. It's one of those two most of the time. Or if it's a surrealist nightmare, it's for the PlayStation. So, you know. All right, let's watch some Final Fantasy ads. So this is from 1 to 6. Okay. So, you know, this covers what we've played so far. Wait, hold on. I just need to... Hold on. I think it's... Is that Chariots of Fire? It sounds like it. Oh, you got your airship. Ah, look at this.
あの勇者たちが今ニューファミコンに出会う。
There's the theme.
ニューファミコンで蘇る伝説の物語。攻略本付き。
Oh, it's for the 1 and 2 compilation.
一つになってアンコール発売。
Yeah, I mean that's pretty straightforward. A hot chocobo theme. Also, that looks like an ad for an 80s movie that I would want to watch as well. Or
Final Fantasy 4 スーパーファミコンで登場。Final Fantasy 4 行きます。
Okay, ostriches. Okay. Ostriches advertising Final Fantasy IV. Sure. Oh, look at that. Those lightning effects. I am a sucker for like the 80s era like lightning effects. Oh. Cube. Warning, incoming game.
Final Fantasy III.
Oh. Alright, sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Dad, I just want to finish this game.
That's 4, yeah.
Okay, Dad, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm almost at the end.
There's the boss.
What happened to Summer?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game Boy.
It ain't over.
Yeah,
till it's
Game
over.
Boy.
Chill out, Dad.
I feel like they did a lot of...
Okay, kid, show me what you got. Yeah, right. Next. Yes. Next. Ooh, scary. Next. 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 Next.
Final Fantasy III. Do you have what it takes? Final Fantasy III from Squaresoft.
Next.
Okay. This is random stuff. Oh, this is the same. This is the same ad. Like, similar. Oh god. Yeah. I was just waiting for it to cut off like right there and it to just be, you know, this. Finally, I can play Final Fantasy away from everybody else.
Final Fantasy 携帯機完全食計画 Final Fantasy IV Advance.
Oh wait, that's on the... Hold on. What is she playing that on? Yes, that's on the Final Fantasy Advance, but it's the Game Boy Advance. But what is it? The Game Boy Advance Mini? Was that the Mini or the Micro or whatever the hell it was? Yeah, the Mini. There were like 3 different Game Boy Advances. There was the Game Boy Advance, the Mini, and the SP. And the Mini was just this brick, this tiny little brick. Is it Micro? Okay, yeah.
Final Fantasy 携帯機完全食計
I
画
remember that.
Final Fantasy IV Advance.
Oh, there she is again. And then just Final Fantasy. Yep. Just stand there for a moment. Oh, a mono artwork.
研ぎ澄まされていく Final Fantasy IV Advance.
It's mostly just her standing there. Oh, that's got to be for 6.
夢じゃない。ファイナルファンタジー6 4月2日スーパーファミコンで発売。スクエア。
Just riding the mech thingy. Oh, yeah. Whoa.
夢じゃない。スーパーファミコンソフトファイナルファンタジー6スクエア。
Some I have no context.
Look. やっと会えた。ファイナルファンタジー携帯機完全食計画。
That's on the DS.
いよいよクライマックスへ。ファイナルファンタジー6アドバンス。ファイネストボックス当たる。
Whoa. What the hell?
このドラマ忘れない。
Final Fantasy II for Wonder Swan Collar.
Wonder Swan!
My name is Marche. I am a warrior in a land called Ivalice. Can you please help me destroy the crystals so I can leave?
You may call me Ritz, but you may not use my sword, spells, or magic without asking. They are dangerous. If you call, I'll explain.
Mute is my name. Feel free to call.
Otherwise, I may become irritable.
The people of Ivalice are standing by to talk about Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, only on Game Boy Advance.
Okay,
Rated
that
E
one.
for everyone.
That one's pretty.
To inscribe into history. To inscribe into the soul.
Oh, this one's a bit crispy.
Tactics.
Oh. Well.
50年戦争の後、大国エボリースにおいて獅子戦争、フザーリア、ザルテーニア、400種類に及ぶアビリティがゲームに出るぞ。
ファイナルファンタジータクティクス、コンビニで。この辺も押さえとけ。
デジキューブ。
Oh, what the hell?
本から始まる一生忘れない物語。
I mean, that's pretty cool. This is gotta be Tactics again, yeah.
ファイナルファンタジータクティクス A2 風穴のグリモア。
A2, okay, sure. Who are you?
Use the crystals to expel the mist that poisoned your world. Battle alone or with friends by connecting up to 4 Game Boy Advance systems. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated D for...
Sure.
この夏、新しいファイナルファンタジー。そっちじゃない。危ない危ない危ない。邪魔します。よし、行くぞ。一緒に。交互にギャル。ギャルギャル。よし、行くぞ。せーの。ファイヤー。新しいタイプのファイナルファンタジー。任天堂ゲームキューブ。ファイナルファンタジークリスタルクロニクル。
Okay, yeah, Crystal Chronicles.
エンジョイプラスパック。
Well, that was a thing. Oh man. Yeah. Number of those has been like you know, Crystal Chronicles. It's gonna make people play it at work and not do their jobs. That's how good it is. It's distracting. Grinding gig, type spoilers. Guy in a room spoilers. There's no context for it to actually be a spoiler. Yeah. The like random flashes of things from 6. Like it's like, oh, it's a spoiler. It's like, is it? I have no context for anything that just happened. One of those times. Sometimes it's like, you know, you see a guy in a room. Yeah, the guy in the room thing. If somebody says, you know. And then if somebody says, oh, that's a spoiler, well, then they've just made it a spoiler, because otherwise I had no idea what was going on. Oh. Well, there you go. It's funny, like, since I've stopped, you know, watching live TV or live TV, like TV channels, I'm exposed to so much less advertising now because, I mean, I use an ad blocker online because it's just good practice, particularly when it comes to, you know, safety as well. So like going back into like what ads are is so wild. And I remember, you know, you would see a lot more of them, you know, obviously back when you were watching TV. And occasionally I have calls to watch something on TV, usually with like family or whatever, they're, you know, watching something that I might also want to watch, depending on, you know, where and when we are. And you're just like, how do you cope with this? How did I cope with this? This is awful. You know? And it's we talked some, I think Red, you were mentioning earlier, like how effective advertising actually is. And I'd be curious because, you know, anecdotally, it feels like, you know, anytime an ad comes on online, like, because Adblocker doesn't do Twitch ads, at least at the moment. Whenever that like whenever a mid-roll ad or something plays on a Twitch stream, I will just use that opportunity to like get up and go and get a drink and step away, or just open another tab and do something else. Like, I'm not watching your ad. Like, it's actively like I'm gonna do something else. Like, I'm going to look away. So, you know, I'm not watching your ad. You're not selling me your product. Because I'm literally not looking at it. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, watching like TV where there's an ad break every like... I will say... God, I mean... Here in the UK, in the UK, ad breaks are like every 15 minutes usually on commercial channels. So if you have a show that is like an hour long, it's every quarter of the way through. Every quarter of the way through there's an ad break. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that, Lamb. I've thought that before. If it was measurably not effective, companies wouldn't do it. But I don't know. I wonder how much of that is true and how much of that is snake oil, essentially. And they've just kind of, are propping each other up. I don't know. There's probably some studies that show how effective it is or isn't. But, yeah. But, yeah, like, they're like making money more than spending it, I suppose, but you know how you make money with ads is by selling them to companies. You sell your services to companies. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people put money into NFTs. Does that mean that they're successful? Does that mean that they work? And crypto? No. It doesn't. But yeah, I was saying like UK TV is like that, 15 minutes. But oh god, occasionally I remember trying to watch American TV, and I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Americans. Although you probably hate this as much as I do, I hope you should. Like the ads every like 10 minutes or every like 5, like oh god, it's awful. It's so much worse, especially sports. Especially like American football. American football is horrible for that. But it's like 5 minutes of ads every 10 minutes. It's horrible. It is awful. And it's like, the one I hate is where it does like the, like, I swear it does like an ad break after the title sequence or like immediately before or something. It's like, oh boy. It's so, like, how can you stand it to watch the show? I don't understand it. It's so weird. Just actively making your experience worse. That's why I've talked about this before, but, like, I could set up mid-roll ads and I think I would get, like, a slightly better cut, I think, of ad revenue or something. From Twitch. I think that would be I think that's how it works. But I just refuse. I refuse to do it because I hate mid-roll ads. I hate them on a Twitch stream. They are awful. Awful. I have no, like, no hate towards people who use them because, you've got to make the money and, if you're a partner particularly, there are often incentives to running X number of ads. You'll get a bonus. So it's like, all right, I get it. I still hate them, but when I don't mind it so much is when the streamers know they're coming and they plan for it and they take a break when the ads run. But running it in the middle of a stream when there's nothing, right in the middle of something, is just. No, I won't do that to you. I will resist it as long as I possibly can. I'll basically resist it until, you know, they decide to make it mandatory. Because I just don't want to. I don't want to do that to all of you, to all the people watching. I'm like, no. Yeah. It's weird because, you know, I just hate a lot of ads, but I do find the world of advertising really, it's interesting, especially, you know, going back and watching the trends and watching, you know, seeing them a window into the past and how it's changed and evolved. That's interesting. I still don't like a lot of it, but yeah. And channels want to appease advertisers more than viewers. I mean, yeah, basically. It's always the way it goes, you know. When it comes to a lot of those decisions, we're like, but they're making the show worse, or, you know, what about the audience? And like, you're not who they're trying to appease, you know. They're trying to appease advertisers, networks, people who, you know, make them money. It's, yeah. Yep. Yeah, you are the product, not the customer. Yeah. Oh. Whoa. Yeah. But okay, oh man. This is just a random tangent, but it's gonna get me on my soapbox about ads and whatever, but this is a complete tangent, but one of the weirdest things to me, about the, speaking of Twitch and ads and things, weirdest things to me about the Critical Role fan base is that they are one of the few fan bases I've actually seen who gets excited for ad copy, and that is absurd to me. Like, they have Sam Riegel's like ad spots at the beginning of the thing, and it's just like they're like, oh wow, I wonder what he's gonna do. It's like, you guys are getting excited for an ad read for like NordVPN. Stop it. What are you doing? Stop it. Oh my god. It's so weird to me. Like, you're excited to be advertised to. I mean, yeah, they're excited for Sam's Unhinged Theatre, I guess, but it's like, it's still ad copy at the end of the day. You know? Some papers about the ineffectiveness of digital advertisement, but traditional advertisement seems to hold proven effectiveness. Yeah. A lot of like ads and like traditional ads is essentially not even making you think, oh, I should buy that. It's often just keeping that product in your mind, you know, making it familiar, and by that association with familiarity, you go for that, you buy that product because it's a known quantity rather than an unknown quantity, even just because you've seen it everywhere, you know. There's this sort of implication that like, oh, this is a popular brand, this is a well-known brand, it must therefore be good, which is not necessarily true. And it's not, so, you know, Coca-Cola, for example, doesn't have to really say that doesn't really have to advertise that Coke is great. It just has to be like present. It's like, hey, remember, this exists. This exists, right? This is everywhere. And so you go like, oh yeah, I'll have a Coke or whatever. Yeah, it's still relevant. It's still a thing. It's still out there. It still exists. Because as soon as as soon as they stop doing that, as soon as it goes away, you know, it has danger of falling into irrelevancy and people being like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, is that even a thing anymore? You know, it's not just necessarily about like getting people to buy their new product. It's like, hey, remember, we're still out here. We exist. Power calls to action. Yeah. Remember when they used to make Checkpoint? We still make Checkpoint. But that's the thing, you know, you definitely can run into that. Like if you are doing something on the regular still, but you're not advertising or talking about it or mentioning it, you know, you could be doing it and it's like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were doing that, or I didn't know you still did that. It's like, yeah, okay. Because, you know, it's just not present in their minds. You're not talking about it or, you know, advertising it or whatever. Do I joke about Farscape? Yes. Must keep it present. And if only there was a podcast. If only there was. Yeah. Oh, speaking of sci-fi podcasts, Keeb did send me a link earlier, or that apparently there's the Delta Flyers podcast, which is Garrett Wang and Robert Duncan McNeil from Voyager rewatching Voyager, and they've just announced that Armin Shimmerman and Terry Farrell are joining the Delta Flyers podcast for a Deep Space Nine rewatch. So I may have to check that out. Yeah. I'm gonna be really interested in particularly Terry Farrell's take on this, because certainly by the end of certainly if they get up to, you know, season 7 where she gets killed off, spoilers, but I don't care. sorry for spoiling like a 30-year-old show or however old it is now. No, it's not that old, but like it didn't end well. Like there was a whole mess of why Terry Farrell left the show, and you know, watch real. Yeah. I got things. It's on my list. But yeah, it was a mess. There's things. I have like might be conflating things, but it was partially to do with wanting to be on like a reduced schedule, like negotiations broke down, and also Rick Berman being a piece of shit. So you know, it was, you know, not a happy exit. So we'll be interested to see what happens when we get to that. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, like there are so many podcasts now from old Star Trek actors of you know, got Delta Flyers. I mean, this is still part of that podcast, but you got the Shuttlepod show as well with Don McConnor from Enterprise. Yeah. But yeah, rewatches with the cast themselves. Yes. That does sound like a fun time. Because the other interesting thing, like from watching a lot of these podcasts and other things, a lot of the actors who have been on the show, who are on the shows, well, I mean, they haven't seen the shows because mostly they don't. You know, they do the job and they're not there to watch like the final edit of the thing to come together most of the time. A lot of actors haven't watched the show that they've been on. And yeah, to an extent, like, why would you? Some of them have. Some of them maybe watched a few episodes or, you know, some things, but by and large, they just haven't. So, you know, they are coming into it with some fairly fresh eyes and remembering what was going on, you know, behind the scenes and all that stuff. So, you know, they on some level get to watch it for the first time. And what's been interesting about listening to some episodes of the Shuttlepod show is that they will, for research, they will go the two hosts who are on Enterprise, but they will go back and watch episodes of the respective guests series. So they're like, never really watched Star Trek before doing this podcast, and now I've watched so much of it to you know, get up to speed on the character of the person they're interviewing. It's like, yeah, that's fun. So yeah. There's often there'll be stuff that they just weren't there for, so like, you know, didn't film this scene, I wasn't in that scene, I don't know what was going on there. Yeah. Yeah. The Wolf fanboy now. Yeah, it's technically promotion. If they're talking about a show that they were a part of, I'm not sure. I thought the thing with the writer's strike was like they couldn't promote any new stuff, any things that they were like actively working on. I thought it didn't count for old stuff, but that might be wrong or out of date. I don't know. Or is it just nothing at all? Oh, they mentioned they couldn't start because of the strike. I see. Oh, it precluded that old stuff if that old stuff wasn't union made. No, I don't know. Advertising about something that's owned by someone who hasn't agreed to... Okay, right. Yeah, it's a whole mess of things, so... I see. So, right. Alright, well. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I hope this... I do hope this stuff gets sorted out soon, just for the sake of the people, you know, the actors and the people on the crews and everything. If you've got a deal, a specific deal with the union, then you can go ahead. Yeah. God, I was seeing something recently where they where they put the union's demands in terms of a percentage of studio earnings, and it was like 0.18%, and it's just you just double take like, what? they're not going to give up that. Oh boy. Yeah. 0.18 was the highest percentage, right? Yeah, they don't want to give up the power. They're losing money, more money than they would have to pay. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Basically, what we've seen, the studios are, you know, essentially playing. They're trying to play a game of chicken with the actors and the writers and whoever else, you know, is striking. Being like, we're both losing money, but one of us is going to need the money more than the other. You know, who runs out first, right? Which is just horrific and cruel, but that's, you know, that's studios and corporations for you. Just like, we can wait them out, because by October or whenever, you know, people are going to have not worked for a while, and they're going to need to make rent. And yeah, we all have lost, like, you know, several $100 million, but we don't care. I mean, they do care. They would prefer not to lose that money. But if it's between that and giving up power, they're going to do that, I guess. It's just ghoulish behavior, yeah. Yeah, mutual aid funds is the way, you know. there were some high-profile stories about like some pretty big actors contributing to the strike fund for the SAG strike, which is great. I mean, that's good. That's how they can use their power and their status to help everyone else, you know, lower down. You just hope that those sorts of things get set up for like for writers as well, and for, you know, crew members, because yeah. See, so I've been rooted to replace that. Should have said no. Yeah, God. This just feels like they're in it. We're going to be in this for a while, you know. Well, you know, they're going to be in this for a while, because yeah, this is some serious business. PS1 Anthology, Final Fantasy VI CG opening. Oh, we should do that. I was going to say, actually. I was planning to do that. Because, yeah. I think we have that. Is that the same one that mine went for? Because, yeah. So, fun fact, actually on 6, which you probably won't get, the PS1 had FMV cutscenes. Oh, we should try and find those then. When, maybe like after, maybe when we're done with 6. Because that would be the way to go. I was like, yeah, there's bound to be a compilation. Is that the same one? Hey, Duro. Well, it is nearly 8 o'clock. Usually with just chatting, I try to like go a little shorter because I'm just talking the whole time. But yeah. We spent a lot of the stream just watching old, weird video game commercials. Which, you know, that's fine. That was fun. And boy, are there some weird ones on there. Directed by David Lynch. Okay. But yeah, so, you know, we're taking today off from streaming Final Fantasy games just to take a break, and also it's bank holiday. That means I can I am allowed to chill. But yeah, we will be starting 6 tomorrow, and I'm excited because basically so far they've been, with a few like exceptions and a few missteps and things along the way, things have been gradually getting better and better, and 6 is purported by many to be not only one of the best Final Fantasy games, but one of the best games, period. So yeah. What's the RPG group gonna do now that Apocalypse World is over? Yes. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out soon. Well, I hope. So yeah, we'll watch that CGI opening in a minute as a sort of sneak preview of what is to come tomorrow. And I'll probably watch it again tomorrow, just, you know, for completion's sake. Doing Cthulhu. Oh, spooky times. Very nice. I am on the hook to run some Vampire for for the Thursday group next month, for Red's group, because you know, Red is suddenly very busy in September. So I was like, oh hey, you want me to run a thing? I can run a thing. So that should be fun. I have a few scenarios in mind, a few time periods in mind, which we'll work out what we're gonna do. But I've been toying with, 3 time periods: Victorian, 1980s, or modern day. And I'd be like fine to run either of those. And I think I think I might have like, and I have 3 scenarios, and I think those 2 are tied. I think they're tied together. Although I could conceivably mix and match the scenarios, but we'll see. Victorian, modern, in first ed, modern, fifth ed. No, I'm not doing that. I refuse. Yeah, one of the things about one of the reasons I had Victorian on there is there's an extensive Victorian vampire supplement from one of the previous editions that has a lot of helpful stuff in it. So yeah, and the premise for the vampire thing is what I'm calling the Last Drop Club, which is the short version. Hold on, I can probably pull up the thing. Let me just read it. Here we go. Where is it? Here it is. Ah, yes. For centuries, the Last Drop Club has been the final hope of those of London's kindred who find themselves out of favour with the Camarilla. In it, those unfortunates are gathered into a coterie and given a task to complete as penance for their transgressions. Succeed and they will be welcomed back into the embrace of their clans, and fail and they will be cast out and cut off for good. So the pitch is essentially a group of socially maladjusted vampires are given a task to win back favour with the local community. So yeah, you are a fuck up of a vampire, is the sort of character brief. You have to have done something. You have to have screwed up in some way, done something bad enough that you get to this thing. Not so bad that they will just like eliminate you, but like, or it could have been like a series of things, and this is your last resort. This is God, I'm. So yeah, and it's one of those things I feel like could be a repeatable one shot, repeatable premise, setting it in different time periods with different groups, and it's a good setup that lets you do a short adventure, I think. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that, I hope. Yeah. And yeah, workable for many scenarios. Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, right? A potentially good hook for a character. Yes, Pix, yes. Yes. Well, we're gonna sort that out at some point. But yeah, I'm planning to do a session 0 for that. Even though it's a short thing, but it's still a good idea to do a session 0, especially for a vampire campaign or anything that's like horror adjacent, just to make sure that we all get on the same page and we don't, we make sure that we're all doing it safely and, all the good stuff you're supposed to do anyway. Yeah. I think I'm just finding that I want to try and run different tones just to try it out. But if for that we end up going like pulpy adventure, I can do that easily. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, my idea for this is, someone set this up as a thing and they've been running it for centuries. So, yeah. It's initially like the Victorian idea. It's like, you can just set it at any time period. And I just like the idea of the 1980s vampires as well. But actually, particularly doing like 1980s London, I did have a brief look up what was, because I have a vague idea of what was going on in London in the 80s, But actually, when you look it up, there's a whole lot of like class struggle and like Thatcherism and riots and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, ooh, and you look at it as a, you go like, ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting setting to, yeah, class struggle and vampires match made in hell, basically, right? Yeah. Secret vampire Thatcher. Secret, yeah. I mean, that's the perfect time if you want to play around with the Anarchs and the Camarilla being, you know, at edge. On edge, you know, with each other. Because, yeah. So when punk is getting really big, you know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. It's very fertile ground for some of that storytelling. North-South divide, but it's Anarch Cami. I mean, Northern vampires. Oh, and that's the other thing, Lab. Easy campaign to soundtrack. Yeah, look, also, I watched Across the Spider-Verse last week, and Hobie was maybe my favorite new character. Again, Hobie Brown, Spider-Punk. Kicks ass. It's so good. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of fun you can have with that in the 80s. Modern one is like, that's just easiest. I think that's like the easiest onboarding for everybody. You know, that's like familiar. We can do that. And there's still plenty you can do with that, obviously. But it's like, we don't have to, you know, worry about, you know, other stuff. But, and you go back to Victorian times, though. Victorian times has got, in that supplement, it points out, you know, essentially the British Empire is a big vampire as well, going around and, you know, draining other countries of stuff. So yeah, you got that whole thing going on. It's all very fertile ground. So yeah, I could do any of those three. Like, I think I narrowed it down to 3, and yeah, any of those 3 would be good. Yeah. Part of me wants to do the 80s one just to soundtrack it with like 80s like punk songs, because that would be great. And give me an excuse to play Don't You Forget About Me at the end to really hammer home the inspiration. You know, yeah. If you use London Calling, that is a foul. You're not allowed to do that. That if you do that, yo. Oh god, you got to pay like 50 quid or something. I've said this before, but like, I feel like there should be like, there's a playlist in my, there's this idea of a playlist of no, it's London, Ontario. Yeah, use London Calling for London, Ontario. There's a playlist of music that only plays when you've gone back in time. Music that plays to signify you've gone back in time. And I feel like London Calling is probably one of those. You know? What year is it? Turn on the radio. London oh, it's the 80s. Or whenever it is. This is London. This takes place in London. How do we know? London Calling. Yeah. That, or like Anarchy in the UK. But, you know. Or God Save the Queen. Or whatever the whatever the Sex Pistols thing is. Who were a manufactured band and not really punk anyway. So, you know. Yeah, never gonna give you... Yeah, Rickroll people when you're going back in time. Yeah. That's the thing, you would just hear that on the radio. Yeah. Yeah. See, the 80s all this just came out, or it's the new 10s. I swear, someone must have done this in some piece of media. I have a vague memory of something like this happening, where it's like, you know, someone wakes up, they think they've gone back in time, or there's a thing, and it's, you know, playing classic rock or something, and it's like, and that's the classics for today, you know, classic music. It's like, oh wait, we're actually in modern time. That was just an oldies station or whatever. Confuse the hell out of people. So yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with that soon. With the vampires. Also, I'm gonna make this point to my group as well when we get there, but I think I'll be fine on this front. But one of the things about playing Vampire is Vampire 5th edition, or you know, that whole World of Darkness stuff. There's a whole lot of like canon and lore, and unfortunately, I don't give a shit about any of it. So you know, if you know canon and lore from the Vampire 5th, please don't assume it's going to apply to any Vampire game that I run, because I don't care. I straight up don't care about your meta plot, and I probably never will, because this is my game, and I get it's my game, and I get to choose the plot or the meta plot or whatever. Give you the setup, and we're gonna go from there. I don't care what isn't canon. Who gives a shit? It's my game. Yeah, I think that won't be a problem for this group. I don't think anyone is super deep on the vampire lore, so that's fine. It's just, you know, if I was running it for someone who was, I'd be like, look, don't assume anything, or just ask me, you know, and I'll tell you if that's probably true or not. But you know, a couple of key events all I need, they don't really matter that much more. They lead into how vampires be. Yeah, basically, it's the setup for the status quo. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, it's almost 8:15. I should wrap this up shortly, so that I have not been talking for 3 hours. But before we do that, we shall watch Final Fantasy VI opening thingy as a preview. Giving and delivering is as well. Well, yeah, you know, that's just. There are the things as given. You know, it's had like an ongoing developing meta plot and stuff, and it's like, I don't care about that. These people are just vampires. London Underground in the 80s. Pale, don't go out into the sun, you know. That's just British people. It's true. Well, that's a lot of British people anyway. Alright. Bite necks, drink blood, simple as. Alright. Let's watch some Final Fantasy VI opening though. A little preview of what is to come tomorrow, perhaps. Since that is when we'll be starting Final Fantasy VI. Let's watch, shall we? It's time to duel! The moon. Ominous Squaresoft logo. Oh. Oh. Airship, helicopter things. Trains. Already, yes, it's very technological. Very different comparatively to the last one. Aha! More sci-fi setting, yeah. That's an Amano design if I've ever seen one. That's an Amano girl for sure. Command to the Empire Force in particular. Commence to launch the attack on Narche, the coal mine city. Oh. Well, we were just speaking about, you know, Britain in the 80s. Oh. Turbines to power, batteries to speed. Leaking everywhere. Ah, yes. Some sort of iron chocobo. Final Fantasy 6. All right. There you go. Magitech walkers and other things. All right. That leads into the intro cutscene. Okay. Well, I'm excited. We're gonna play it. And we're gonna do that tomorrow because that's it from me today. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, hanging out and chatting. We had a good time here today, watching weird commercials, talking about video game history and all other stuff. Yeah. So, I will be back tomorrow, same hat time, same hat channel, and we will get started on 6, which is the last of the Pixel remasters. We're making progress. We're almost out of the SNES era. Alright. Yeah, nothing else to mention other than the usual stuff. If you want to check out any streams you may have missed, go to the VODs on the youtubes.com/KanwaHats or /@KanwaHats. I think either one works actually. Yeah, we get to have sprites. One more lot of sprites. You can also go to the store if you want to buy some merch to support the stream, including a shirt that may appear on Songs of Praise according to Pix. We'll see. And there's also the socials if you want to follow me around there. I'm on kind.social over on Mastodon. And you know, I'm posting updates on on the tweets and whatever. Anything else? Oh yes, the Discord. If you want to join in on the community, you can do so there. But that's it from me. I should see if anyone else is. Okay, I see no Uno or no life, so I will just leave you until tomorrow. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.